I'm Chris Nieratko. Welcome to a new episode of Skaters in Cars, looking at spots. Today I'm heading out to San Pedro, California to meet up with Lizzie Armanto. Hi, lady.
Yo.
What the hell?
Sorry, it's closed.
You know that's my fault, right? There's a curse on my family. Everything I want to do is always closed. When did they close this?
A couple of years ago, they were doing bridge construction, and so they had to close the park, and we don't know when it's going to open exactly.
Didn't you grow up skating this thing?
No, I didn't grow up skating here, but it was like one of the first parks I started going to aside from my home park.
Isn't this Rodney Sandoval's home zone too?
It is. I remember seeing him ages ago. That's where I met him. He was a little kid. I remember he was so small. Him and Robbie Russo.
Do you prefer a park like this that's a little bit rougher around the edges?
Depending on what I'm feeling like, sometimes I feel like I want to go skate a perfect ramp, and then sometimes I want to go roll around something like this because you have to know every little crack, bump, kink, get speed from like every little pocket that you can here. It makes you work, and it's also fun skating a perfect ramp because you get to like try more technical things, and you're not worried about the terrain being challenging itself. So you're just like focusing on the trick.
You want to get out here and go check out a park that's actually open?
Yeah, let's do that.
So you grew up in Santa Monica?
Yeah, mostly. I lived like all over when I was younger.
So how'd you get into skateboarding out there? What was your first connection?
My brother wanted to try it, and so my mom was like, okay, both of you like go to the skate park. And then I ended up sticking with it. He liked it, but he just like chipped his tooth fairly early on, and was kind of over it. And I was like going flat. Like it wasn't even on anything.
Is he jealous of how good you are?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm sure he wouldn't mind being good at it, but you have to put in the time.
Yeah, I watch you and I'm like, damn, I wish I could skate like that. How do you feel about putting together parts? Is it something that comes easy, or is it like a jam up?
Oh my god, I like freak out because
Really?
it's so hard. Or like, it's not hard because it's just skating, but then at the same time, it just makes everything a thing because I have to plan out when I'm going to skate and decide what I'm going to do before. I can't just feel it out. It sounds bad that I have to like get my together, but if I go out and skate, it's just fun, and then like I'll try stuff. But then when I call up a filmer and tell him what time I'm going to go skate and tell him I want to try to do this, then in my head that I've made this ultimatum, like I have to do this thing.
Right.
Sometimes I'm able to just do it, but then other times I'm there and I'm freaking out because I said I had to do something, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, sorry, I'm wasting your time. Am I wasting my own time? What am I doing with my life? Why am I stressing so much about what I'm doing? Like, I should just do it. Yeah. I'm like totally in my head.
You're looked at as a pretty big role model for little girls. How do you feel about that responsibility?
It's such a weird question because it's not like I'm like doing this so I can be a role model. I'm not trying to be a teacher. If I wanted to be a teacher, I'd go work at like an elementary school so I can like teach kids about what they should learn and like act how they should act. But I think in general, like everybody, they should just be a good person, and you shouldn't do things that you wouldn't want done to you. When I hear the term role model, it sounds like responsibility. And I don't like responsibilities because I want to do whatever I want to do and I don't want to have to think about it. But I want to be accountable for my actions because I want them to matter.
Didn't you just go to India recently? What was that all about?
Yeah, I went over there to go check out the scene and go do a girls' clinic. The skate scene's really small. In Bangalore, there's a couple skate parks. The DIY park is actually built better than the skate park.
It seemed like there was so many rad girls over there. What was their take on meeting and skating with you?
They were really stoked. They're all hanging out together and there's sessions going on, and there's like this one little girl, and she was the smallest out of all of them, but she just charged. She just wanted to be in the mix.
She was so cute.
She's amazing. Her like personality was just infectious.
What was your takeaway from the whole experience?
It was just cool to go and experience their culture and see what the skate scene was like, and we're like starting from like ground zero over there, and there's so much potential for it to grow and skateboarding to be like loved. It felt really good to go there and be a part of that.
Where are we headed to next?
We're going to Garbanza Skate Park. I like that bowl because it's just fun to skate. The deep end's really good. The shallow end's super gnarly. It looks cool, and it's always mellow.
What's the deal with the prison fence?
Most parks out here have those.
Really?
Yeah,
Not very liberal. This is Highland Park?
pretty sure.
How often do you get out here?
When I'm home, I'll probably come once or twice a month, if not more.
So you got a ton of stuff here in your Thrasher part, right?
And then I don't know, I've done like other like miscellaneous things here. I did a trick tip here too.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
What was the trick?
5-0 grind roll in.
What's your advice on that?
Just go fast.
I think that's the advice for everything, right?
Helps.
How do you feel about being a woman that's breaking down all these boundaries? Serena Williams just said you were the best.
Lizzie's got that steezy backsmith.
I don't know, it's crazy just because each little thing that I've been doing, it's like when you're working at something, you take each step there so you know what it's like, but then when you step back, you see like all the distance you've made. Then you recollect and realize what you're doing. And so from like a day to day, it's like, oh, I'm just doing like what I'm doing, and it's like normal to me in a sense. It should be like this. Like I have my own goals and like things that I'm working towards, and then when I step back and then see the distance, like even from like today to like last year, I've done so much. Like it's a lot to recollect.
So how do you think you look back on it when you're 60?
I don't know. I hope I'm doing like sick when I'm 60. Like I hope I'm still like, I don't know, chasing something.
You think you'd still be skating?
Yeah. I mean, as long as I'm like healthy. Who knows what's gonna happen after like all the vape clouds that people are creating and of smog, and I know I'm never gonna outlive a turtle.
Is it tough for you to skate with dudes because you're generally better than them? Do they get embarrassed?
Not the dudes I skate with. I feel like everyone else is like better than me.
But in general, if you just showed up to a random park, do you find that a lot of dudes leave the park as soon as you showed up?
They don't leave. Usually they just like end up watching, or they're always like, oh, you go, you go. I feel like I'm taking up their space, and I think sometimes they think that they're taking up my space.